The search continues at this hour for a missing teen in Bingham County.
Jaden Jensen. Jensen went into the water yesterday in the McTucker Ponds area while hunting with friends, but did not come out.
It has been more than a week now since Jaden Jensen disappeared. Weather has been creating challenges, which makes it harder for the boats to operate. They are very grateful for all the help they have received from other agencies around the area.
On December 6th, Jaden Jensen, a 16-year-old boy from Idaho, was duck hunting on the Snake River with his friends. Jaden stepped into the water to retrieve a duck that he had shot when he lost his footing and he slipped in, which caused his waders to fill with water. That began to pull him further into the river and the current began to carry him away. Jaden's friends quickly jumped into action to save him from getting pulled all the way under the water and disappearing. Unfortunately, after a very difficult battle, they couldn't hold on anymore, and Jaden was pulled all the way under. The boys, who courageously did everything in their power to try to save Jaden from getting pulled under, just had to sit there and watch in horror as he slipped under the surface, and then a few moments later, his waders popped up to the surface, only to disappear again a few moments after that. Described by his father, Jaden was one of the nicest, most outgoing and friendly kids you'll ever meet. And his loss is a huge, huge tragedy for the entire community. As a father myself, I cannot even fathom what it must feel like to lose your son, especially in such a tragic accident by drowning. So when I heard this story, I knew that we only had one choice: head to Idaho and help recover Jaden's body. As soon as we landed at the boat ramp, we met up with the sheriff and the search and rescue team to get briefed on the situation and understand what the search efforts had been thus far.
So you're saying he fell in as the orange dot?
Yep.
He fell in as the orange dot?
This is where we could get to the first day. So this was the last point seen. He actually came in right here around the corner. So he went in right here on this corner.
On that bend?
Yep. And so they tried pulling him out here. They were sitting here when they saw him last. And I think he was just walking along the murky, and this shelf right here is just literally
you can see it from the sky. It's just dark blue, and then it's
so he's wading across there. One leg slips in, kind of just the way that they were explaining it to us. So
Got coordinates where he went in?
What do you want?
Chief. Last scene, I guess.
I've been tracking this most of the time that we've been, so I have all the patterns that we've ran and areas that we've been. So if you need any additional.
What was he wearing?
A pair of chest high waders, a gray hooded sweatshirt. And then underneath he had blue jeans and a white t-shirt. So
blue jeans and a white shirt?
Yeah.
All right.
If you have a way to revert back on map history, it would be a 2011 to 2013 is the one that I had with the low water.
Okay.
So you can pick up where that channel is.
Okay.
If you needed to know where the channel naturally runs.
Our original plan was to use my big 40-foot Navy riverine patrol boat to conduct a very thorough side scan and sonar search. And in order to do this, we needed to call in the big guns, Doug Bishop.
Jaden was his first time out duck hunting. He bought his first set of waders, came out right here, right where we're at, which at the time was not submerged by water. Took a couple of steps into the Snake River where we're at. The water, 30 degrees, extremely cold, almost immediate hypothermia. We have 22 miles of reservoir to search. So this orange marker we're passing is exactly where he fell in at. It's 4 feet to the bottom. 12 days ago, that land right here was exposed. And we're getting really good readings. This is what we'll be looking at all throughout this reservoir. We're throwing the kitchen sink at it. Let's hope that we can bring Jaden home.
Doug is the man when it comes to diving and all things underwater rescue. Right now, basically, we're just going to be kind of provide support for Doug, breaking ice. There's a seam of ice where the river comes in, kind of the whole north arm of the reservoir where the ice is pushed against it. So if he did drift, and if he's floating or starting to, he could be trapped underneath that ice flow. So I want to break all that up. So probably right now we're going to just go break a bunch of ice and then probably get back up in the air to see if we stir anything up. With the wind like this, hopefully that gives us a little bit of surface movement. So whatever we break and anything that's buoyant, we can at least start seeing some movement. So yeah, anybody's welcome to come who wants to come. Okay, we'll just go float around for a little bit here and see what happens. When we got there, Doug was already on the water on his small sonar searching boat. This boat is much smaller than my boat and is able to navigate much shallower and narrower waterways than we're able to in my big 40-foot boat. The only way to get our big boat to the search area where Doug was already running sonar was to launch in a nearby marina and then break through about 5 miles of 6-inch ice to get to Doug.
Right there.
Ice jammed up the right side.
Turn to turn. Far right lever, wiggle it. Probably the hammer of the toolbox.
Frozen.
Is that your steering?
It's the drive line. Just have them pull forward.
No wake zone.
All right, we're on. We're searching hard. Still a lot of water left to scan. It's gonna be interesting. We'll get heavy out here in the Navy boat, break up this ice. We're in the channel right now. That orange marker is where he went in at. We're gonna come over here near the shore and we're gonna be able to see patterns that are gonna come up. And these patterns are gonna be from where they drug the grappling hook bar. And you'll see paths cut into the bottom of this reservoir where they were trying to scoop him up.
So first time breaking ice with this boat. It's definitely interesting. This is thick ice, and it's doing it, but we basically got to break up a path here to be able to get this thing out of the marina without going too hard on it, because I don't want to smash up my jet drive units with a big chunk of ice. So I'm gonna be kind of just finagling through here a little bit for a second. Break it off right here, but yeah, I might have to.
Breaking up the ice, you know, getting some chunks out of the way so we can get out there in the deep water. Listen to this sound when we stop on the ice. You'll hear like a shock wave go all the way out and across the lake. Go. That wild sound. Come on, Bessie.
All right, so not so great news here. The ice is just too thick, too heavy, keeps on clogging up the jet pumps. So as you can see, we've been out here for probably a couple hours already, kind of breaking the marina. And as soon as we break it, the temperature's so cold, it just kind of flows back together and starts to just freeze up again. So since we got no sun today, basically everything we break is just gonna freeze right back up. So this is going to require some sort of like over the water, over the ice type vehicle, hovercraft, airboat, something like that, or it would take a much bigger boat, more of an icebreaker style. This boat will do it, it's durable, but it would take forever because we have to keep backing up, unclog the pumps, back up, go forward. So what the plan is now is we're gonna grab the helicopter. Probably gonna be more useful right now anyways, because Doug's already in the water with the sonar. We don't have the sonar on this boat yet, which by the way, guys, I know a bunch of you emailed me before. Email me again if you know of or have a connection to like the best sonar equipment. I want to get this boat outfitted over the winter so that next spring we're all ready to go. So I want the full, like the best sonar I can get. And then also, if anybody knows these jet pumps, I'm trying to potentially do a full electrical mechanical steering setup. So basically joystick steering. I know Hamilton, the jet company that makes these jets, has a kit that basically kind of retrofit this. Basically, I want to update and modernize the boat. So if you know anything about how to get more power out of the Hamilton 292 jets, I think they're 292s, or anything about like nice sonar equipment, shoot me an email, info@HeavyDSparks.com, because as you can see, we're out here trying to bring some closure to families, and in some cases, we're looking to save lives with the search and rescue that we're doing. So the plan now is jump in the helicopter and just go basically orbit over the area, see what we can find. We're running out of daylight. That's what sucks about these freaking short winter days. It'll be dark here in like 2 hours. The reason why searching by air could prove to be effective is the fact that when somebody drowns, typically they're sucked under the surface of the water, and then as the decomposition sets in, that creates a gas in the body which allows the body to float to the surface. So by searching via air, we're hoping that we'll see something floating on the surface of the water. The problem is, since the lake had just frozen over a few days prior to this, if he did float, he's trapped under the ice. We spent a couple of hours in the air searching every single spot we could possibly find and searching the area where he went in multiple times. Although we were unsuccessful in being able to bring Jaden home to his family, we were very successful in helping to raise awareness of the situation and of Jaden's story. In fact, every single one of you can go to the Facebook page, Bringing Jaden Home, right now to learn more about the story. I need to take a second and thank some of the critical people who helped make this happen, including the Bingham County Sheriff's Department and Search and Rescue. Also, Doug Bishop and his team. You get these crews together, and those are some of the most powerful resources you could have in rescuing a drowning victim.
The biggest problem has been Mother Nature and the conditions of the Snake River area right here on the mouth of the American Falls, right where it comes in. There were wind gusts for multiple days over 50 miles an hour, making this extremely challenging. Based upon what we've searched over the last week, I know he's not where we've searched. And the ice completely eliminates the ability to search the rest of what needs to be searched. If this ice melts, there's a chance at finding him and or possibly releasing him, because he should be floating by now. But there's a snowstorm that's coming tomorrow, and starting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's gonna be down to 10 degrees at night.
And finally, I need to thank the community of Southeast Idaho, Pocatello, Aberdeen, Blackfoot, everybody in the surrounding area. Anytime something happens to someone from this community, the entire community jumps into action and attempts to help. You guys may remember Dylan Rounds. Well, he was from the same area. Those people up there in Southeast Idaho are good people, and they do everything they can to take care of each other. And this is just another prime example of how much they absolutely love each other and are all willing to chip in times of need. I want to thank you guys for watching. Videos like this they're different because, we don't have a happy ending yet. In a story like this where somebody's passed away tragically, there may not be a happy ending, but the closest we can get is by bringing closure to the family, by bringing Jaden home and giving him a proper burial. That's why this search is far from over for us. We're gonna wait for the conditions to improve a little bit and perhaps maybe even let the ice melt and let the water temperatures raise a little bit so that the decomposition can take place and potentially float him to the surface so that we can bring him home.